Let's kick things off with Wednesday, August 5th. Vernon Dupree meets with Isaiah Hawthorne. What is going on here? Vernon is the ultimate protective patriarch of the elite Dupree family. If he is taking time out of his incredibly busy day consulting and running his empire to meet with Isaiah face to face, it has to be serious. Is anyone else with me on this? I was sitting on the edge of my seat. Vernon doesn't just casually chat with his granddaughter's boyfriend unless there is a major crisis brewing. And what happens immediately after this meeting? Eva receives devastating bad news. Are these two events connected? They have to be. My brain is working overtime trying to connect the dots. Did Vernon deliver the bad news? Is it about their living situation, or maybe something regarding her liver transplant recovery? The timing is way too suspicious. I am freaking out. And speaking of Isaiah, we have to talk about the advice he gets from his older brother, Jacob. The spoilers say Jacob gives him advice that completely changes his approach. Now, the fandom is split into two massive theories, and I need to rant about this. Theory number one is that Jacob is warning Isaiah about continuing his relationship with Ava because of her incredibly toxic mother, Leslie Thomas. And let's be real, Leslie is an absolute nightmare. She is a walking disaster zone who ruins everything she touches. But honestly, I don't buy this theory for a single second. Here's my personal theory, and I strongly believe this is the absolute truth. Jacob is advising Isaiah to make peace with their father, Elon Hawthorne. Think about it, guys. Jacob is currently drowning in his dangerous undercover mission, obsessing over taking down the Impaler and the Plasma Ring, and dealing with the severe PTSD and survivor's guilt from Derek Baldwin taking a bullet to save his life. Jacob does not have the free time to sit around and play relationship counselor for his teenage brother's love life. He just doesn't. Furthermore, Jacob is a highly practical guy. He knows that Isaiah is deeply committed to Eva. If Isaiah wants a long-term future with Eva, he needs to mend his fractured relationship with Elon. Why? Because Eva deserves to be respected and fully welcomed into the Hawthorne family. If Isaiah is constantly at war with his dad, it creates a hostile, toxic environment for Ava, who already has enough trauma from her own mother. Jacob is basically telling him to step up, be a man, and fix the bridge with their father so that his girlfriend can have a stable family dynamic. It makes so much sense. I was literally screaming at my screen, "Listen to your brother, Isaiah." But let's pivot back to that Vernon and Isaiah meeting for a second, because my mind just jumped to another wild possibility. What if Vernon wasn't talking to Isaiah about Eva at all? What if he was talking about Tyrell Richardson Smith? Oh my gosh, guys, the Tyrell situation is a complete and utter train wreck. We all know Tyrell has been delusionally trying to hold on to Jessica Harris. He literally got a J tattooed on his body after she dumped him, claiming it was for his biological mom, June. But we all know the absolute truth. He is spiraling out of control. Tyrell's desperate plan to win Jessica back and stop her from exploring her options at UCLA has completely backfired. It is a total disaster. Vernon is a sharp guy, and he clearly sees that Tyrell's mental state is deteriorating rapidly. He is worried sick about his grandson's well-being. So, what does he do? He reaches out to Isaiah. Maybe Vernon is asking Isaiah to step in and talk to Tyrell. Isaiah is young, he's relatable, and he's managed to turn his own troubled life around. Could Isaiah be the mentor Tyrell desperately needs right now? I am praying that Isaiah can get through to him before Tyrell does something incredibly stupid, like following Jessica to California and ruining his own future. Please, Isaiah, save Tyrell from himself. Okay, take a deep breath with me, because we need to discuss the matriarch herself, Anita Dupree. The spoilers say Anita sets a firm deadline for her daughter, but she has two daughters. Is it Nicole or Danny? I am so torn, but I have strong feelings about both scenarios. So let's break it down. If it's Nicole, It makes total sense. Nicole is currently living her best free life, completely entangled in a messy love triangle between Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald and Dr. Kia Rollins. She is enjoying her freedom, and honestly, good for her. But Anita is a woman who values stability and order. Maybe Anita is looking at Nicole's chaotic dating life and saying, enough is enough. Pick a lane, Nicole. It is entirely possible that Anita is giving her a deadline to make a choice before she ends up hurting both men and herself, creating a public scandal that the Dupree family does not need. But wait, what if the deadline is for Danny? Oh, don't even get me started on Danny right now. I am so frustrated with her character arc. Danny is sitting on a ticking time bomb knowing she tested positive for the BRCA gene, and she is doing absolutely nothing about it. Anita literally just beat breast cancer. She stared death in the face, fought a brutal war involving chemotherapy and radiation, and now her daughter is refusing to take preventative measures just because she is a model and doesn't want to alter her body. Anita must be furious and heartbroken. She might be giving Danny a deadline to schedule an MRI or consult with a surgeon immediately. And that's not even the worst part of Danny's current storyline. We all know Danny had that secret panic-induced hookup with Bill Hamilton in the elevator during the tornado. And now she keeps running back to him? When Anita found out Danny went to see Bill, she was visibly annoyed. We are all annoyed. Anita, Bill is toxic. He is manipulative, and he is currently being slowly murdered by his psychotic wife, Haley, with poisoned green smoothies. I strongly believe Anita is demanding that Danny set a strict, non-negotiable boundary with Bill. Anita's probably saying, you are married to Andre. Cut Bill out of your life by Friday, or I will do it for you. I am cheering for Anita. Put your foot down, Queen. Finally, we have to talk about the absolute snake in the grass, Leslie Thomas. On Wednesday, August 5th, Leslie gets the perfect opportunity to badmouth Nicole right in front of Carlton. I can picture the scene perfectly. Imagine this. Carlton is wandering around the hospital or the club looking for Nicole, hoping to spend some romantic time. And who swoops in like a vulture? Leslie? Leslie probably sees Nicole walking away, arm in arm with Kiel Rollins, looking all loved up and happy. Leslie, being the petty, vindictive woman she is, immediately runs over to Carlton and starts whispering poison in his ear. Oh, poor Carlton, didn't you know? Nicole is playing you? Look at her with Kiel. Huge. I hate Leslie so much sometimes. Why does she have to ruin everything? She is just jealous because Nicole is everything she isn't. If Carlton actually believes Leslie's venomous words, it is game over for him and Nicole. Carlton is a proud man, and he is not going to play second fiddle while Nicole strings him along. If he thinks Nicole has already chosen Kiel, he is going to walk away. Nicole might end up with absolutely nothing left to salvage their relationship. She is playing with fire, and Leslie just poured gasoline all over it. I am literally shaking my head at the scream. Nicole, wake up and defend yourself. Let me dive even deeper into this because my emotions are running so high and I cannot stop thinking about the psychological warfare happening in Fairmont Crest. Let's go back to Isaiah and Jacob. The dynamic between these two brothers is honestly one of the most compelling parts of the show right now. Jacob is a seasoned cop, a man who has seen the darkest parts of humanity. When Derek took that bullet, it shattered Jacob's worldview. So when he looks at his younger brother, Isaiah, he sees a kid who has a chance at real happiness with Eva. But Jacob also knows that Elon Hawthorne is a stubborn, prideful man. Elon has neglected Isaiah for years, favoring Jacob. The resentment Isaiah holds is entirely justified. But, and this is a massive but, holding on to that anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Jacob's advice to Isaiah isn't just about making peace for Eva's sake. It's about saving Isaiah's soul. If Isaiah can forgive Elon, he breaks the cycle of generational trauma. He proves that he is the bigger man. And frankly, Eva needs a rock. She just had a liver transplant. She needs a boyfriend who is emotionally stable, not one who is constantly picking fights with his dad. Jacob is dropping absolute truth bombs, and I am here for it. And let's expand on the Tyrell situation, because the more I think about it, the more Vernon's involvement makes perfect sense. Tyrell is a Richardson Smith. He is legacy. Vernon Dupree, as the overarching patriarch of this elite social circle, watches everything. He sees Martin and Smitty struggling to handle Tyrell's heartbreak. Tyrell thought that giving Jessica his virginity meant she was tied to him forever. How delusional can a teenage boy be? When she broke up with him to explore her options at UCLA, his entire ego shattered. Getting a tattoo of a J and lying that it's for his biological mother, June? Pathetic. Vernon knows that a broken-hearted young man with too much money and time can make catastrophic mistakes. If Vernon approached Isaiah, it's a stroke of genius. Isaiah used to be a bit of a rebel. He knows what it's like to feel lost and angry. Isaiah can speak Tyrell's language. He can sit Tyrell down and say, "Bro, let her go. You are young, you are rich, and you have your whole life ahead of you. Do not become a stalker." If Isaiah pulls this off, he will earn massive respect from Vernon, which ironically circles back to securing his place in the family for Ava. It is all connected, guys. My mind is blown. Now, let's rip into the Danny Dupree situation a little more, because I am genuinely furious with her character. Danny used to be this strong, independent model who knew her worth. Now, she is a puddle of guilt and bad decisions. The BRCA gene storyline is so important, and to see her acting like an ostrich with its head in the sand is infuriating. Anita Dupree literally stared death in the face. She lost her hair, she lost her energy, and she fought a brutal war against breast cancer. For Danny to test positive for the genetic mutation and refuse to even get an MRI because she doesn't want to alter her model body is a slap in the face to Anita's survival. Anita's deadline has to be for Danny. I can just see the fiery confrontation in the Dupree mansion. Anita standing there, looking regal and authoritative, pointing her finger at Danny and saying, "You have until Friday to book that appointment, or I will drag you to Garland Memorial myself." And the Bill Hamilton of it all? Gross. Bill is a narcissist who is currently being slowly murdered. Danny hooking up with him in the elevator was a moment of sheer panic, but her lingering attachment is toxic. Andre Richardson is a king. He is supportive, loving, and patient. If Danny ruins her marriage to Andre for a dying, manipulative ex-husband, I will officially cancel her. Anita sees this. Anita knows Bill is a disease to their family. The deadline is definitely drop Bill, focus on your health, and save your marriage to Andre. This week is going to be an emotional roller coaster, and I am strapped in and ready to scream. The writers are giving us pure, unadulterated soap opera gold. From Vernon's secret meetings, to Jacob's brotherly wisdom, to Anita laying down the law, and Leslie causing absolute destruction. I cannot handle the suspense. What do you guys think? Is Jacob talking about Elon or Leslie? Is Vernon trying to save Tyrell? And who is Anita's deadline for? Sound off in the comments below. Hit that like button if you are as stressed as I am. And make sure you are subscribed so we can lose our minds together next time. Until then, stay safe and keep watching the drama unfold.